Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. This week we're going to talk about what to do and what not to do when you disembark your ship. But before we get on into all that, I'll ask if you haven't done so already to please hit the like and subscribe buttons down below. And of course, if you're a returning viewer, welcome back. If you're a new viewer, welcome aboard. So the first thing that you want to make sure that you do not do when you're disembarking is you want to make sure that you don't leave reading your documents to the very last day of the cruise. That way, if there's any issues or questions, you have the crew there to help you out. You also do not want to schedule an early flight home because there's all different things that can happen with customs. Anything can happen on turnaround day, which is debarkation day. So the later you can schedule your flight, the better off you're going to be. Your only hope might be if you choose the self-disembark or the self-assist option, but even that, there's no guarantees that you're going to be able to make that early flight. You also want to be sure that you watch your stateroom TV on the last day. This will have everything that you need to know about how to disembark, where to do it. Usually this will be in your written materials that will be given to you somewhere in the last maybe 2 or 3 days of your cruise. And they'll be in your activities compass. So you want to make sure that you read your activity schedule. Please, I beg of you, most of your questions will be answered there. And you want to make sure that you read them early because I can tell you if you wait until the last day and to go and visit guest services with any questions, then it's going to be a long time before you get your questions answered because that's usually their busiest day. So you want to make sure that you print out all your tags, you take care of your gratuities, things like that. However, yes, everybody will be trying to take care of all of their issues that they have with their cabin, with their billing and everything like that. So if you have a question about debarkation, then you really need to address that before the last day of the cruise because they're just going to be swamped with everybody needing their attention at the same time. So you want to avoid that as much as possible. You also want to be sure that you've prepaid all of your gratuities, or if you had some purchases on board that you make arrangements to pay that. To wait until last minute will cause you a lot of unneeded stress. And honestly, you might get your issues resolved quicker if you don't wait until the last minute. You also want to be sure that you set your luggage out probably, I'd say maybe late afternoon or even early evening, because this will be what they call turnaround day. So the cruise lines are going to be busy making sure that everybody's luggage is where it needs to be and that the customs go smoothly. The sooner you can get your luggage out there, the better. Now, in this case, what I do is I make sure that I leave some clothes out for the next day. Otherwise, you might be going home in your pajamas, and that may not be a pretty sight. So you want to make sure that you leave a change of clothes out for the next day. Also, any toiletries that you're going to be needing throughout the night or maybe even the next day or two, you want to make sure that you don't pack those in your luggage. You want to make sure that you pack them in your carry-on. And for the kiddos, you might want to make sure that they have maybe activity books or something like that that they can do while they're waiting, because it can be hours before they allow you off the ship. You also, with that in mind, you want to make sure that you're respectful of their time when they're trying to disembark people on the last day, because you have a whole line of people that are going to be waiting behind you in the cruise behind you to embark the ship. So if you're on the ship, they won't let the new passengers on until they get to what they call the zero count, which means all of the previous passengers are off the ship. Then they can do what's called a terminal clean, where they basically scrub everything down and all that neat jazz, and then they allow the new passengers on the ship. So, if you want to make things a little bit easier for those that are actually working that day and are waiting to get onto the ship, it would be in your best interest to not wait until the last second to get off the ship. So with that in mind, that is all of my tips for debarkation day. Again, if you find this video helpful or useful in any way, please hit the like and subscribe buttons down below. And if you've already done that, thank you very much. We definitely appreciate it, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.